just pull it, but still, you know, trying to pull it back in. I had wheelbarrows makes it trying to get used to it this way.
I'd have to buy a couple of them, might break.
So I'd have to
Why don't
switch.
you take a picture more than I get this?
That's the one so I don't hit it
Well, I
enough.
started with 2
I want you
eggs.
to today anyway.
This ain't so bad.
Probably break it in half.
Mix and mix and mix. It's like, okay, we're gonna get rid of one bag. One bag.
Call this meeting to order, Stuart City Council tentative agenda, Monday, November 10th, 2025, 6 PM, council chambers. Call to order, Patrick,
Here.
Russell,
Here.
Morgan.
Here.
Kaba.
Here.
Agenda approval, consent agenda approval of minutes of regular meeting 10/13/2025 and special meeting of 10/23/2025. Approval of financial statements as of 10/31/2025. Approval of bills as presented. Approval of liquor license, Stuart Smoke Shop LLC, Wine Time LLC, special event license.
I'll make a motion.
Moved and second. How do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Kaba.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, for Stuart City Council vacancy, council approval of appointment to fill vacant position left by David Doley. And I do believe we discussed last meeting, we usually went with the person that had the highest vote, and that would be Trevor. So if somebody wants to make a motion.
I'll make that motion. We put Trevor in.
Corey,
That's
Second.
second. How do you vote?
Whoa, can we have some discussion?
Okay.
Sure.
So, everybody is abundantly aware of the controversy on this. It was not, it was actually brought up by Trevor. We supposedly have a written legal opinion that I have not seen. And I'd like to see it before we do
Okay.
this. And as long as it says he can serve and still be on the utilities, then we're good.
So that didn't go out there to council.
No, you
I was
asked
gonna
for
say,
it.
Yeah, I
didn't
asked
see
for
it.
it, okay. No,
Is that what it said?
it says, yeah, so okay.
That he is legal? Okay.
Yes.
Matt is that guy. He would have to abstain. Anything that has to do with him.
It's hard to just me. I mean, I appreciate seeing that. I don't know why we didn't see it until just now and take up people's time, you know, so I apologize for that. But, you know, you can go ahead. I saw what I saw and I'll make my
Okay.
decision based on what I read.
Okay, moved and seconded, so how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan.
Yep.
Kaba.
No.
Congratulations, Trevor. Come right up here. You did get a packet, right?
Yeah, fuck me.
Okay. Oh, you gotta swear him in. 5-minute break, be sworn in. You have to sign for him?
Doesn't work that way.
Can I see that?
Yeah. No, I actually,
No, you can do that, you can do that.
We should probably all have it.
well, that's what I thought. When I asked for it, I thought it went out to all the council.
Are you trying to say something? Actually, let's see.
Let's just write down the code.
Councilmember Trevor will be filling in the next 2 months for Councilmember Dolly, and he is, let's see, so and he will be taking a new position in January for 4 weeks. Okay, so
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I'd like to make a short statement too. I
Okay.
appreciate the nomination and appointing me to this position. I did seek my own legal opinion, and from what I was told, that there's no issue here as long as I abstain from the votes
Right.
that I need to abstain from. Everything's good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, 5, Wiley Shumis. Come up podium. I'm asking you to be polite and courteous.
I'm just here to ask a few simple questions. My father's home was taken by the city of Stuart in 2018 due to abandonment. And I just need to know what led up to that position of the city taking possession of that property being abandoned. I said one thing, so that's where I'm at there, and I would like to have any information that it was sold to an individual before auction sale, which is illegal for me and my lawyer to come next month. I wanted me to come and ask just a simple questions. And if there's simple questions that I have to ask for my property back, but it's still showing that if I pay my property taxes, I get the house back. And that shows through the MLS. So if that's correct, and he says if that is true on my behalf, I'll be able to do that myself. It's showing that on the county assessors, and the county recorders. And I've got everything that they have gave me, the recorder's office. I just want to confirm with majorly, the ones that were here, which Dick, I know you were here. And I know I was going through some troublesome time, I do admit that. And I have did a lot of thinking and a lot of investigating. And my investigating out of the house, and then you guys call it abandonment in 2018 through an electronic filing system. So.
Well, maybe tomorrow you can come up and, well, not tomorrow, they're off tomorrow, but Wednesday, Sarah has the whole packet, the whole legal information.
Even before the 2018, what was required of how the city acquired the property?
I have
Should have.
everything from the minutes that
The
relates
minutes.
to it.
Okay,
Everything.
that's all I kinda need, so
Yeah.
I should represent that to my lawyer when you work, so.
Yeah, but they're off tomorrow,
Okay.
but Wednesday, you wanna come up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dick.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Wiley.
Thanks, Wiley.
Okay, 6, Longbolt Edition, liquidated damages, Forrest.
Thank you, Mayor. Forrest Aldrich with Eastern Tim. And we've been discussing this project quite a while. This is the Wambold Edition east of town. And I included in the packets, in the original letter that I put together back in July for the council, this was a discussion about liquidated damages. And Makinich submitted a response letter that is also in the packets dated November 4th. And I don't know if you've seen these.
Mhm.
So what I think in the letter, Makinich brings up some good valid points that the council should consider. Makinich is represented here tonight. We have 2 people from Makinich here. If you have any questions for them, I'm sure they'll be happy to answer any questions. But what we're looking for tonight is a motion to the council to set the liquidated damages amount. And then based on that, we will come to the December council meeting and we'll do the final castments, accept the project, and do the final paperwork.
Extend their window of being completion on that as well. There was,
15 lots that we did change the condition.
yeah, so, yeah. Which that accounts for something, I understand that. However, we still, I wouldn't think that would take them a whole lot of time. I don't know, I'm not in their kinda business, but, we're still a year late on completion and getting basements in the ground. That's kinda where I just keep focusing to.
And they actually, they have agreed to, they recognize their late.
Mhm.
They have agreed to pay, some of the damages for each.
Yeah. And what they're willing to pay, I mean, that would, I guess from what I'm seeing, that would just cover the engineering costs that B&K has got in this without even covering any of our,
They look at that both ways.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it
Cities
get,
and not
right,
so much in
right.
the case.
which that's not fair to either party, B&K or the city. So, I don't know. I guess, to me, a contract's a contract. Being a year outside of that, I mean, it's gotta count for something. That's my opinion. What that dollar amount is, I don't know, I'm gonna ask for my colleagues up here to kinda chime in too and see if we can come up with a solution. I'm sure there's a solution, it's just, we need to find it.
I think it said the lost property tax revenue was based on 21 homes. There's 9 now. We've had the deeds for almost a year, a construction year probably. Started digging basements in March, it says. So that gets us a little closer to their best offer there. 97.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's a valid point. The 21 homes was based on some calculations and that kind of projected some,
Right.
this is the number of homes we think.
Right.
To get half that, yeah. We did have a lot of interest in Walmart. A large part of that was Greenfield and Tornado.
guess for me, I guess I'm at that substantial completion scenario, that you have down on here for that 167. But that's kind of my opinion. Which is cheaper than the actual, which comes up to be 178. What are you guys thinking? Where are you guys at?
Charter's got some numbers.
That's what
So I guess we gotta decide if we're going after them for $81,000. Is that basically what this boils down to?
oh,
Yeah.
Good work with President Chief Operating Officer for Management Corporation. Just kind of give you our rationale.
Okay.
So with our contract, and I appreciate the contract, it's a substantial completion of our scope of work. Our scope of work was to run two big basements. We added, our original contract was worth $40 million, so it was $800,000 worth of additional work, which is 18% of our scope of work. Zero days work. Throughout the process with Webb, we requested additional working days, and we never allowed to have those working days. You know, the house, for example, was gonna be burned out, and then when we were to start work, it was decided that you were gonna have us done with the house. Just through the timeline with the Iowa Department of Natural Resources, between the asbestos survey and before we learn how this works with houses, you have to go in and do a survey to determine if there's asbestos. It was determined there was asbestos. Then there's a process where you have to bring another contractor in and remove the asbestos. And then the DNR requires you to wait a period of time before you can actually demo the house. And this house was right in the middle of where the utility was gonna be done. We weren't able to do the grading in that area, it still didn't get that house set test, so we had to
Yeah.
wait. So therefore, it impacts us on our scope of work and how we can attack the job. So, you know, I look back at this and I think there's certain things that could have been going on concurrently while we were doing the work, you know, the final plat being recorded, working on the abstracts. So for you to say that we didn't start digging basements until whatever day or what that was, that wasn't in our scope of work. So therefore, we said, okay, you add 18% to our value of work, we should have got 18% more working days, and that was the number we came up with. Then you run into the situation with the lift station getting in online. It took a lot longer than you planned on with the subcontractor to try and get everything up. So if you at 18% based on the value of the work, and you say when we're substantially complete, which for us will test the definition of substantial completion, based on our scope of work, it comes up to a number that's actually less than what we're offering. Now, in the contract that we have with you guys, it does not allow for mediation or arbitration. The only option is to try to negotiate a fair settlement. And if we can't do a fair settlement, the only thing that's allowed to us is litigation. We don't wanna go there. And still substantially under the budget was. And so you had value there. That's the rationale of why we came up with that number. And we even felt that given that 97,000 was above and beyond, if you just go by an 18% addition, we said we were with our scope of work substantially complete. Because there's other places where, we did basements or C basements that we were right throughout the city. So that's our position on it. That's the number we came up with. I hope you see that we're trying to meet you, get everything in place, because the last thing we want to do is blow you up with fighting. So that's our position. I just want you to understand how we got to those numbers. So,
Thank you for explaining that.
I do appreciate you saying that. However, you guys made pretty good time doing a lot of that stuff. Even with the additional work, you guys made pretty good time. I guess what I was frustrated at was there's multiple days of dry weather, and we was on force saying, why can't we wrap up this project? We're right there. Why can't we wrap? And he's like, we're waiting on Macinich. You guys wasn't coming back to just do the punch out, the punch list stuff. And that's where I was frustrated. It's like, what is going on? Because this is good weather. The majority, you had 95% of it done. And we just wasn't seeing anything coming out of Macinich. It just sat idle out there. I would drive out there daily to see if you guys were there. Nobody was there. Day after day after day. That's where I was frustrated at with
well,
it.
and I can understand the frustration. You know, punch list, I used to be back in Leonard Lifetime for 35 years. I was a construction manager for the city. So, punch list, simple. We now, in this generation, we seem to have a perpetual punch list. We get a punch list, we complete the items, and then we do missions. We complete that, and another mission. So now it wears you out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the lift station, I'll give you that. We had struggled to find a specialty contractor, in particular to do basically acrylic paint on the inside. That is just one of those things, we're finding people, getting people here and so forth. So that's why I say, we're not saying that the number should be zero. I'm saying the number, because you're trying to tie us to digging basements. And I get that, but that's the end goal. But our contract is substantially complete. And then substantial completion by definition is when we have access to the project for all the majority of the substantial items, so the roadways, the sanitary, the storm, and the water, which is our scope of work. So nobody's gonna argue with that date in January, much less substantial approvals. So like I said, I'm just here to try to come up with a fair and
Sure.
equitable
Okay.
resolution.
Sure.
That's where we're at with it, so.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Warren?
Put 2 cents in on
Yeah.
C's behalf.
Siege, yeah.
And maybe offer a compromise, because I agree, the only people win if you lawyer up is the lawyers. Seed was very frustrated that the paving wasn't completed in the fall. There was a lot of time, they could have done paving in the fall, and I think that would have moved the project forward enough. We still might have had a problem with the lift station. Obviously, nobody can put a house in if you can't get rid of the sewage. But if you wanna look at a compromise, Forrest did a really nice job here laying out the different liquidated damages amount. I think he makes a good case for 167.5 based on our actual costs and loss. And I will reiterate what Matt said, we could have sold a lot more homes if we'd been ready June of 2024 instead of waiting until March of 2025. There was a lot besides the tornado that was different. Materials costs were lower, interest rates were lower, demand for, I mean, people were knocking Matt's door down. He had a list as long as your arm of builders who wanted to build out there. Completely different circumstance in the spring of 2025. And that's a whole year's of tax revenue this city is just not going to see. We pay interest all along the way, and a lot more cost. I mean, there was one punch list. Jim came up with one punch list, it's the same items, and every seed meeting, is this done? No. Is this done? No. Is this done? No. I think the city needs to be fairly aggressive in enforcing these liquidated damages, but if you wanna compromise, look at the date when we were finally, when the ground was finished, so we could mark where the utilities were, and stake the lots, you know, that was March of this year. If you look at the liquidated damages amount for that date, it's $132,500. Offer Breckenridge that and say, take it or leave it, I think we've got a good argument for $167,500. We're knocking $40,000 off. That's just a suggestion, you
Okay.
guys gotta make the
That's-
hard decisions, I just.
Right, thanks, Warren.
Lawyers just gotta give their opinions.
Okay,
That's-
thank you.
That's kind of where I was at with it, at the beginning, yeah, was a
Okay,
substantial
so-
completion on that.
We have a special meeting on December 1st. We can make the counter offer to them and make a decision on December 1st. Yeah,
So what are you asking, Nash, I'm sorry?
there is a counter offer, I think, Council Member Patrick is proposing of 132,000. Unless the president can approve it now and be happy with it,
It-
we can accept it.
It'd be the 167,
I guess I thought it was 167.
167?
167.5,
Well,
yeah.
okay, 167. So you want,
Yeah, I mean, the council, you know, if you wanna table this until December 1st, you can do that, that's okay, if you need some more time. If you're ready to make a decision, then if you can make that as a motion tonight, for what dollar amount you want.
yeah,
I don't
that's
know
good
what that
too.
would have
It-
to do about the December 1st meeting.
I think you'd have to do your counter offer tonight. If you're gonna do it, there would be no reason to wait till December to make a counter offer. Cause then you know, and then the ball will get rolling on what's gonna happen, excuse me, on what's gonna happen, so.
We can
We can
take
just do that.
5 minute break and you can talk to the president.
I mean, if you,
Because we can't discuss it anymore after tonight on a counter offer. We can't all get together unless we have another special meeting, to discuss a counter offer. We can't all sit down over coffee and say, well, let's do
Yeah.
this, if you're gonna make the counter offer, make the counter offer.
We can take
That's what you gotta
5, 10 minute break.
But he wants to talk.
Okay,
He wants,
Your contract gives you, you guys are looking at a lot of different angles, but it's $500 per year. The offer that we had on the table actually gives you through March to date. What it does is it takes your June completion date and moves it to line up with the scope of work. So what we're actually doing is saying, we should have been allotted 18% additional working days. That would have set the completion date, and then from that completion date through March, times $500 a day, that's an awful lot of money. Because if you go, and I know there's returns in the room, at the end of the day, it's calendar days from the date of the substantial completion back to the completion, to the contract completion date. You can talk about, lots you may or may not have gotten, and you talk about a lot of other variables, but at the end of the day, the contract is what's gonna go. So if we have to sit down and go through, they're gonna say, well, what's the contract size? They'll say $500 a calendar day. And they're gonna look at you and say, why did you add 18% work to the scope and not give them 18% more working days to do the work? And that's the way it's gonna fall. And that whatever $1,000 we've offered accounts for the 18% additional days. And in March, you guys are hanging your hat on. Because to be truthful, we thought it should be less than that, but we're trying to find one that could be
yeah.
middle ground. So that's where we're at with it. You guys can do what you want to do, but I won't sign that. I'll sign what I put in the letter here.
The
tonight,
97.
and move forward. If we don't get there, I don't really have a choice to do this.
Yeah.
I do have a question. So you mentioned the 18% additional work with the 15 additional lots. How did that, being I wasn't here at that time, how did that come about? Was that a change order? Was that an addendum to the project? Was there additional scope and time granted for that additional part during that? Or how was that done?
So it was a change order to the original contract,
Okay,
and the days were not added at that time. starting initial contract to where we ended up, we were changing orders.
Okay.
And that's how we got there. And if you look at just sheer dollars, the amount of work that was done, we put it in any comparison to one. Whatever business you were in, if somebody came to you and said, you gotta do 18% more work on this job, and we'll do it the same exact amount of time, of course not, especially with the type of work this is. Being so low. What you run into is if you push, like right now, we're sitting here in November, and we've got paving projects that 2 years ago, we paid up until Christmas Eve. We might be done right now today on the 10th of November paving projects because we have a specification. So the spec says, thou shalt not, if it's so cold, and thou shalt not pour on frozen ground. So you got specs to follow that impact you too.
Sure.
So that's how we run it.
So when you received that change order, I mean, you guys agreed to and you signed it, and you didn't push back and say, we want this change order to include additional days to do this work.
We asked them, I found they did not. So
Okay.
that's a big thing with a lot of these projects is, we'll work it out, but unfortunately, it's, but that's all we're working on. And if you were to sit with the mediator, they're gonna look at this and say, what I do should be a substantial completion of our scope. That's what our contract is for. So that's how we got where we are. Completion date moved to the left based on, the work that was ahead. And the substantial completion of our scope will be in March, which is when we time that. So,
Thank you.
No, he has.
So, thank you. I kind of agree with Warren. Anytime you get lawyers involved, they're the only ones that win. And while I agree, that maybe we should go for the 167, are we gonna get attorneys going back and forth and spend a lot of money there and then end up with, less than the 97.5 that they offered? So, what's your risk appetite on this? I'd love to be able to get it. I'd love to be able to go and say, hey, you guys, this is what, cause that would, be good for the city, but, in reality, I totally understand where you're coming from. There's gonna be those questions asked, and so.
What happens if we just ask them to meet us in the middle then, from the 167.5? And from the 97 that they're asking? This is what, 132.5?
That's what Warren proposed,
Yeah.
132.5, and that's what I wanted to take 5-10 minutes to allow for us to talk to the president of the company, and then we'll come back and make a decision.
5-minute break.
That, we're gonna have to pull that podium up a little bit. There's still people that can't hear. That microphone didn't come in yet.
No, but they
No.
have received it, it's in, they
Oh.
have scheduled it.
Okay, we're gonna give a chance before us to, talk. You can talk in my office if you want, you can talk outside.
Yep.
Yeah. Which?
They have opportunity to
Yeah.
also in the refrigerator. How's it going out?
No, no.
Hopefully not
It
frozen.
is. They just change personnel. Yeah, this time of year they're like, that's where they make the overtime. You know,
Yes. I think if they can get close to something. 2 weeks. Whoa. Careful. It goes sit on his lap.
We come back in. After your break, we come back in.
Okay.
All right, after just a brief discussion, I think with Forrest talking to Makinich as well, we kind of settled on what would be, somewhat where you don't get lawyers tied into things. I understand that, on the city side, it does feel like we, lost out on a lot of things, but, I make a motion that we just pay Makinich $100,000 and
Get
No.
$100,000.
They pay.
No.
or they, yeah,
No,
they
other
pay
way
us, sorry,
around.
sorry.
He would love that.
Yeah. He votes yes.
He voted yes on
He
that.
voted
No.
yes.
But yeah, that they
$100,000.
pay us $100,000 in liquidated
Okay,
damages.
moved by
Yeah.
Kabaki,
No, I would second that. That-
second by
Second.
Kavah.
Okay, so how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yep.
Cobal,
Yep,
Yes.
Nelson.
Okay, good.
okay.
Thank you.
Jim.
Thank you.
Jim?
Forrest, in regards to this, what's the rent and maintenance bond on this?
4 years.
And when does this start?
When the city accepts the project.
Okay. 7B, proposed development agreement with Dolly Holding. At this time, I open the public hearing. Did you receive anything?
No,
Any comments, concerns from general public? Close the public hearing. B, resolution number 2528C, resolution approving the development agreement to Dolly Holdings. Need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Kirkpatrick,
second.
second. How do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Cobal,
Yes,
Nelson.
Yes.
Okay, 8, street improvement project. At this time, I open the public hearing. Did you receive anything, Ash?
No,
Comments, concerns from general public?
no.
Close the public hearing. B, award a contract of approving plan specification and forms of the contract. Forrest.
Forrest Felcher, Jim Kim. This is for paving project. I put the maps in the package, but I've got more of those if anybody needs to know where the project is at. It's basically, I guess, for the public's information, it is doing street repairs on North Sixth for the half block east of Division. street repairs on Harlan between Second and Fourth. Street, pavement repairs on Division south of the railroad tracks and gutters on both sides. If you look at those, they're in pretty bad shape. And the east end of Seventh down by McDonald's. And then repaving the, park entrances into where the ball diamonds are. And so that's the project. We took different divisions, a whole bunch of different alternates, just to give the city the flexibility on how, depending on how bids came in. Low bid was received from Grimes Asphalt and Paving for, all the divisions and all the alternates for a total of $172,768. They were the low bid. We had, bids ranged, second bid was $220,000 and the highest bid was about $259,000. Our estimate was $250,000, so quite a bit below our estimate. Grimes Asphalt has done a lot of work in town, and we would recommend council award the contract to Grimes Asphalt for both divisions and both alternates.
But they, starting this in the spring? Is that
We
when
gave
they?
them the option. Asphalt plants are still open for a couple weeks here
Yeah.
yet, but my guess is they'll start in the spring.
Okay.
Okay.
I've not heard anything different.
I'll make the motion.
Moved by Morgan,
I'll second it.
second by Kirkpatrick. How do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yep.
Kaba,
Yep.
Nelson.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Forrest.
Okay, 2025 tax increment financing TIF certificate.
This is a TIF certificate that we file with the county every year. It's prepared by Chip Schultz. If you have any question, I'll be glad to answer. If not, we need a motion. That's a yearly thing we do to meet our obligation.
Make the motion.
Second.
Second, how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Kaba,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Okay, 10 annual finance report.
That's the report we submit to the state audit for the whole year, and this is the information we receive in the packet every year. Yeah. So that's routine stuff we submit to the audit every year to be on the internet for the people to inspect.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second, how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Kaba,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Okay, 11, resolution number 2529C, resolution setting the date for a public hearing on proposed to enter in a general obligation corporate purpose loan agreement and to borrow money, $1,325,000. This will be
That's-
December
Yes.
1st at 5:30.
I didn't
That's,
mean to interrupt you.
December 1st at 5:30, go ahead.
So this is for the salaries that we discussed with Chip the last time?
The equipment and the
Equipment.
whole thing.
So it includes salaries?
In a way, kinda, it's not really typically going towards salary. I think we'll give you the breakdown to it.
Okay. So, I know we discussed the whole thing as being as far as salaries, so can we,
It looks here like it's not salary, equipment for street, 85,000, equipment for police department, 200,000. City insurance expenses funding, $743,000. Removal of dead and diseased trees, $220,000. So that's a breakdown that they have, and that's what the public hearing will be saying.
so the original thing was to borrow money for the police, the EMS, and streets, and now it's no salaries whatsoever?
I don't think the CHIP structure this way. It's structured to, not strictly to go to the salary. because if you pay for the equipment, that will save money on the side. To be able to.
Do we even know what the salaries are gonna be? Has anybody got any information?
No.
Anybody up here?
No,
Like what we're gonna increase into and all that?
that would be after we approve this. These things time with the budget,
Okay,
you know, so if we approve these things, the budget will have different structures. Chip and myself worked on the budget, and we got everything we can on the budget done.
and what does that do to our levy?
What is that?
What does this do to our levy?
This whole thing will do the $1 that we talked about, that Chip was trying to explain.
I thought that was only 900,000 to do the dollar. I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I remember it was like, it was about 900,000 when he had it at that spreadsheet, and it did raise about $1. And now we got $400,000 more, and we're just gonna be able to do that under that dollar?
He's still trying to plan on this. You know, based on the valuation that he has not received, and I have not received the valuation. His communication on the valuation, he anticipated something. If it gets to that point, the increase will be only $1. That's what he's trying to do.
And I'm not saying I'm against it, I'm kind of would like more information, and I know we've had all these talks and people talking about transparency, and we're trying to set a public hearing, so how will the public know exactly where this $1.3 million is gonna go to? How's it gonna be divvied up, stuff? That way we can have people maybe put input into it,
And that's why you would be seen in the papers, the public hearing.
but they need to know that before then, because then they can come up to public hearing and say, hey, we
Yeah.
see this,
The process is you put something in the paper, tell them we're gonna have a meeting,
right?
and come to the meeting, and
And we're gonna have all
Uh,
that information out, we're gonna say, this is our salaries, this is where this is at, and all that, and this is what it's gonna do to your levy.
and the
I'm just
public
a little shocked at seeing $400,000 more, and I don't have a whole lot of information on
Well,
what's
the
going
public
on.
hearing is right here, and it's in your packet, send it to you. So, do you have issues with the public, the language of it? Here,
I know it's in there.
here,
Oh, yeah, I know it's in there somewhere. There's something right offhand.
So you're saying you'd like to have something for the public before the public hearing, right?
Wouldn't it be nice?
well, that's what the lawyers say we do.
Because, and the only other issue I have is we talked about it was going to be for salaries and some equipment. Now it's just for all equipment.
The information that Chip receiving made him structure it this way.
What, can you share what that information was?
That instead of doing it for salary, do it different, because of the tax,
So,
there's tax exempt, tax not exempt, all these things that Chip is working with the bond attorney
so,
to deal with it.
so
Yes.
Chip's advised to take the salaries out and just switch it over to the equipment here?
Yes,
Okay.
in order for
'Cause-
him to make the whole thing work.
Okay, cause I'm with Mike on this, cause
Yeah.
I'm a little confused too, because when Chip was here the last time when we started talking about this, which I didn't have a problem with, we was talking the salaries for the police department and, in some equipment, but now what we're looking at is all equipment and none of the salaries, so I'm a little thrown off
And
as
the-
well, just a little
The thing
bit.
is like, we're borrowing money because we can't afford salaries. We have to borrow the money, and what you said, we're gonna use this to do equipment to save money, and I'm sure that's going to go to those salaries, the savings somehow. But I'd like to see more of a breakdown on how this is working. I hear it quite a bit, I don't know how many other, why can't we be transparent on this? Why can't we see this is where it's going, before we have, and I get what you're saying, Ash, don't get me wrong, okay? But, we were raising the levy $1 for 900,000, and that was for an additional 400,000, because when we first did the first loan for the police, all those many years ago, our rate was at 15 something, we kept it there. And if we borrowed that same amount of money the levy would have been at that same rate, but we added 400,000 on top of that, so that went up $1. So now if you put another 400,000, I don't see how we can keep it at $1.
I think the way that I can speak on behalf of Chip, but my understanding from Chip is he's trying to offset increase by increasing the levy from a different angle. You know, he goes to the employee benefit and he try to increase the amount that we levy for instead of increasing it from a certain point. Of course, Chip can explain it more, but that's my understanding from him. All what you see in front of you is Chip work with the bond. It's not really something that he didn't see. It's his work.
So there's
Just
something
can be here
that's
tonight.
changed, that we're not doing it the way we originally was. There's something
Yeah, I wish he
changed.
was here to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish
you
he was
know.
here too, but my understanding from him is he's trying to deal with, this bond issue can be tax exempt, not tax exempt, so he's trying to structure it this way where he will be able to get the same dollar amount and then go into the levy and try to increase in certain area, not the other. That's my understanding from him. If he comes next meeting, he will explain it more to you.
I just have trouble of doing you gotta pass this now to see what's in it later type thing.
It's,
You know,
it's
to
no different than what he
understand it.
discussed with you, but I'm not asking you to pass it, or no pass it.
$400,000 more, you know? And it's still taxable and non-taxable obligations that he talked about the last time, you know?
And you're,
That's,
Yes,
again, this is just my view.
I
Okay,
understand.
so I'm not saying I'm against it, I'm just saying that's
No,
my
I know
view.
you're not, and I'm
I
trying
have-
to explain that this is a Chip
Sure,
Schultz
I get
work,
it, I just like to see.
not my work. This
I'm
Chip
not-
Schultz.
Yeah, I get it, and that's why I'd like to have him here explain it maybe to everybody, so we
He
can
just
all understand it.
couldn't make it tonight, that's
Oh, I
all.
get that.
So I am speaking on his behalf to make sure that the council understand that his work is what you see in front of.
Is there anything wrong if we table this until our special meeting? Can he be out here for that? Is there anything wrong with that, where he could explain it, or, I
You're
mean?
changing the timeline of the public hearing. The public hearing used to be December 1st.
Right,
So we need to put that in paper, send it tomorrow
okay,
to have a
well,
public hearing.
I've said my 2 cents, so everybody can
Yeah.
vote the way they want to, or make a
Warren?
motion, whatever, that's all I'm doing.
I was just going to suggest you could go ahead and set the public hearing and make a condition of your motion that Chip provide an explanation
Yeah.
for the changes
Awesome.
by date certain, 2 weeks from now.
Okay, yeah, we're 2 weeks away, right?
Yeah, awesome. I think that's really how, I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
Set the hearing, and at the hearing, the public has a right to speak, and Chip can be there to answer the question, and answer your question too.
Okay.
That's kinda, thank you, that's good
Okay.
suggestion.
I'll move what Warren said.
Okay.
So we will have,
Public hearing December 1st,
yeah,
5:30.
we approve resolution number 2529C to set a date for the public hearing.
Yes,
We need a motion, moved
We
by
have
Calvo.
yeah.
Second.
Second.
Can that motion be repeated though, please?
That we're gonna
I
have,
wanna make sure that it's.
oh, okay,
Approve resolution number 2529C, resolution setting the date for a public hearing on proposal to enter into a general obligation corporate purpose loan agreement and borrow money thereunder in a principal amount of not to exceed 1.3 million.
But
We
to
have-
have
we
Chip
have
give
to have the-
information in
yes.
the next 2 weeks.
And,
Yeah.
ask
How-
Chip for more
how-
information and clarification and communication with the council members.
how long would you guys feel comfortable waiting for that? Like by next Monday?
you probably, yeah.
That way,
I will be contacting him if it's not tonight. Tomorrow we're off, so it will be Wednesday.
When is the first?
let's give them till next Tuesday since we're, or how about Wednesday? A week from Wednesday,
Yeah, it's
that
three-
way,
3
since
weeks.
they gotta,
Yeah.
But a
We will
week.
communicate with him as soon as we're done.
right. But good point that we're closed, so.
Yeah. So Moved by Calba to approve resolution number 2529C.
Did we have a second?
Yeah,
yet?
Russell.
Yes, I second.
Okay,
Russell
thank you.
seconded.
Okay, so how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Cobal,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Okay, 12, Rescue Unit, approval of tentative settlement agreement. Ash?
We have discussed the whole issue in closed session, and we have, this thing has been implemented according to the discussion, and now, we need to, have the council, approve that settlement that has previously been discussed.
Hey, just a second.
Yeah.
Trevor's not aware of what dollar amount it is. Can we take a quick recess where he can be informed of
Sure.
what the decision was?
Sure, yes, 5
5
minute
minutes.
break.
Yes. Explain, John?
Sorry.
Nope.
I'm
You-
sorry.
You need to know.
Yeah.
You need to know. You wanna keep that here for now?
Sure.
I mean, you got a month or so left, and if something comes up again.
Yeah, I feel that every one of us up here should probably have a copy of this
Yeah.
too. Yeah, we can,
Maybe I'll just,
yeah, make some copy.
you wanna,
It would have
I'm
alleviated
gonna
some
go
of
have
our
a copy of that
questions.
eventually.
It would
Like the
alleviate
next
some of
meeting.
our questions.
Agree.
I'll just use it.
You can ask questions before. Yeah. That's just me.
Okay, now we have, need a motion,
I'll move that.
moved by Calba.
Move.
Second.
Second, how do you vote? Kirkpatrick,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Cobal,
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Okay, 13, Stuart Economic Development Director, Matt Funk.
Okay. Progress in the formal third edition remains steady. Multiple homes under construction. Marketing initiatives are generating attention from online. Hopefully you've seen the video that went out. City's
Oh, shoot.
revolving loan fund program, reviewed that. Following the Iowa Area Development Group training. And the restoration of the historic First National Bank building continues to move forward. That's very good, I think, in my opinion.
It does move.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah,
Think
it looks
that
nice.
will be a draw. And, Toastmasters Club is expanded, gaining new members on that, it's a leadership program. So that's a program that helps strengthen local leadership and visibility and civic pride. Please check it out sometime. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, public forum.
Mr. Mayor. Oh,
Alicia?
I'm sorry.
You got a lot in your hand there.
Okay, so I guess I just wanted to come up to the council and just further, discuss and put out there my concerns with the quantity of tobacco and alcohol establishments that we now have in the city of Stuart, one of which was a new addition tonight with a liquor license. Their tobacco license was approved at our last council meeting. We are indeed a growing community, and we need to think about that growth. But what is the purpose of our surplus of alcohol and tobacco dispensaries? Stuart now has 7 tobacco and alcohol locations. That does include gas stations, not just standalone locations. When you look at comparison cities, that is a great deal. And I think that the city of Stuart needs to focus on, citizens and citizens' needs and what their desires are versus that monetary income that is coming from those. There are towns like Newton that has a population of over 15,000, and they only have 10 licensed locations within their city limits that sell alcohol and tobacco products. That is just one interstate town that I was able to find information on, which is 8 times our size, and we almost have as many locations to purchase from as they do, which is concerning. Furthermore, we don't have any safeguards in place for our educational facilities. We're also looking in the future of the creation of dispensaries, and that's surrounding us at this point. There's many states that currently allow the legal use, beyond just medical cards, but also the use recreationally. Illinois is one of those states. There are many communities and counties in Illinois that have taken the step forward to be able to say that they don't want that in their communities. And I'm urging the council to start thinking about that. I am going to request that it be on the council agenda for next month, setting forth a moratorium so we can look into and study this more. And I'm also going to be working with planning and zoning in an effort to start getting their advice and interest in this to make recommendations to the council in regard to it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thanks, Alicia. Did you have something there?
Yeah, I was just gonna talk, cause I about the same thing, cause I talked to Alicia about this, and I didn't know if it actually needed to be on the agenda, but I didn't know if the council would be okay if I was to reach out to Brick Gentry, Steve Brick, because he works in a big municipality that has some of these zoning and ordinances, and kind of just get an idea of what a moratorium or something might look like to bring it back. It would be nothing official, just be kind of fact-finding. I know Alicia has said she'd be looking into getting some other cities similar size that might have similar zoning or ordinances like that. But I'm just kind of asking if you guys would be okay with that. Like I said, it's nothing gonna be binding or official, just be more of a fact-finding type thing. Cause we had a good talk, when we sat down, and, I can see the concern there with being such a small town,
Sure.
Is that all right? Okay, I can bring something back, then next month, the regular meeting, I guess. All right, thank you, that's all I had.
I do have one thing, and I'll make it brief. Back in the September meeting, there was a gentleman that came up here, Travis Wando. So if he is watching us tonight, I do want to circle back with his, he was the gentleman that stood up here and was asking about the overhead bridge and the ramps getting onto the interstate out here. So just to circle back with him, I did talk to some DOT engineers that take care of this area out here. There is a bridge rehab scheduled. There's no date, because that all has to do with money. This isn't a replacement, and it won't address anything on the ramps. So that was a quote from our district engineer from the DOT. So I just wanted to circle back with him. I told him I would, so hopefully he's watching. And so that kind of answered his questions on that. So.
And now that you brought that up, I know we talked a little bit, Forrest. Can you kind of give the rest of the council an idea where we're at with our traffic survey for potentially putting some traffic control up out there?
So we have completed the traffic counts. We did traffic counts at both ramps at Division, and we did traffic counts at the intersection there with McDonald's, and we did at the Quick Star Street intersection as well. So we have all that data, and our traffic engineer is compiling all that, and we should have a report for your December meeting.
Okay.
Nice.
Sounds like a lot of things at your December meeting.
Oh, keep adding.
We should have that ready for the meeting as well.
Okay, thank you, Forrest.
All new council people will have to take the NIMS training, and then you said there's mandatory training?
Yes, we're gonna send buildings.
Everybody will have that sent to them.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything? Council?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Too bad, one.